So I was thinking once again of school and people who have nothing better to do than to stalk the people who they went to school with, even if they didn't finish year 12 with them. I felt like I've been stalked by them in some way. I think living in a certain area exposed me to these people who I used to go to school with, and they began gossiping about me behind my back, off in their little world, and then I get attacked, and it's to my detriment, um, and it's not a very pleasant scenario, especially when you realize that I was friends with 0% of the school. Um, so I found it really hard to contemplate um, that connection, because I thought, what kind of like what kind of loser would do that, just for fun, and it's obvious that, it's very upsetting. You don't want to have your life like squashed by someone who's jealous of you or doesn't like you or anything. And you don't like to have it disrupted because of those same reasons. So I know school's a big, mob of a certain set of people, and some people think they're cool, some people think they're hot, some people think they're, the smartest person in the world. Everyone thinks ex- exactly what they are. They put themselves in the scenario of what you've seen on TV, which, usually outlines in stereotypical form, a cool person, an uncool person, a nerd, etc., etc. So, you know, everyone sort of, does that a little bit in their thoughts and in their minds. And, they think that they should be the only people in the world, sort of thing. And the people that they don't like, shouldn't even be in the world. So I feel kind of like really upset about that, because it makes you wish you hadn't ever like be seen by them. I don't think they deserve to know you and stuff. And it's not even true, like, just because they've seen you as the ugliest person in the world, that you're the ugliest person in the world. So yeah, so that's like very upsetting, and even if they turn around and said, oh, like, I was on a drug, and etc., etc., and everything that they did was under a drug, that's doubly upsetting, for people who don't do drugs and being hit by someone who does. So yeah, so I would never want to see anyone from my school ever again, because that's how little they meant to my life. A lot of people will reminisce and say, oh, but we were so close friends in year one, and you're like, who cares, by every other year, you've been non-existent, and so, so yeah, you don't like to have people like attached to little pods of fake memories which they pretend to care about for whatever reason. Like, a person might say, oh, but I've got a real emotional crush, to whatever memory I have of you. But it's like, you're like just going, who cares, that was ages ago. And, as if you actually liked me, because, heaps later, no one actually liked me, and I knew that because I never hung around with anyone, etc., etc., and no one called me, and etc., etc. So yeah, so um, but yeah, I like feel like I have a huge mob of stalkers, actually, and that's one of them. A little pitiful school group, who, decide, oh, let's gossip just for fun. Oh, let's do something just for fun, and then it's like, they're just shielded by their own worlds. They've obviously got something steady, pretty locked in place. And you're just like, running around like your hair was just set on fire or something, And, and it's made your world, increasingly, unstable and, made of nothing really. It's like a building after it's been burned down, it's rubble, that's what your life is now. So, And people think, oh yeah, you'll just recover from that 1 or 2 years. Any adult can do that. And it's like 10 years later, you don't even have a frame of what you did have, and nothing is coming to replenish to be able to have you have a normal life and stuff. So, um, you know, so it seems to be an elongated process of recovery, which looks like it's never going to happen. So um yeah, so I'm pretty ticked off about that right now, like that concept and that scenario and stuff. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking about tonight. I'm like, sort of got a little bit of an anger spirit, kind of upset, kind of don't actually want to see anyone. I don't actually want to know anyone very much, and everyone's automatically always tells you, oh, that's so wrong, but it's actually so right. It actually feels so good, So, yeah.